You did not arrive here by accident. Something inside you, something quieter than thought and older than reason, pulled you toward this exact moment. You felt it before you even knew what you were searching for. A whisper in your chest, a tightness in your stomach that would not explain itself, a name that kept appearing in your mind no matter how many times you tried to push it away. And now you are here, reading these words, and the universe is finally ready to speak to you about the one person you've been quietly questioning for longer than you have admitted to yourself. There is a secret so heavy that the universe itself can no longer hold it from you. A secret your special person has been carrying behind their silences, behind their sudden mood shifts, behind the way they sometimes look at you and almost speak, but then swallow whatever was about to come out. You sensed it. You always sensed it. And tonight, in this exact window of time, the veil is being lifted. What has been hidden is preparing to surface. What has been buried is preparing to breathe. You did not stumble onto this message. You were summoned to it. So take a slow breath, let your shoulders drop, and stay here with me, because what you are about to hear will reorganize everything you thought you knew about this person and about the path your soul has been walking. Hello, beloved soul. Welcome to this sacred space. Before we go any deeper into the revelation the universe has prepared for you tonight, please pause for a moment and subscribe to this channel. Hit the bell, select all notifications, because every single message that arrives here is divinely timed for the heart that needs it. You are not subscribing to a channel. You are aligning yourself with the messages your soul has been waiting to receive. Stay close, stay open, and let what is meant for you find you exactly when it should. You have been carrying a quiet suspicion for a long time, a suspicion you never gave full language to, because the moment you tried, you felt guilty for even thinking it. You told yourself you were being paranoid. You told yourself you were overthinking. You told yourself that love is opposed to trust. And so you swallowed the unease and smiled through dinners, smiled through phone calls, smiled through moments when something in their voice did not match their words. But the unease never left you. It only learned how to live underneath your skin. There were nights when you laid awake beside them or thought of them from a distance and felt a heaviness that had no name. There were moments when their phone lit up and their hand moved a little too quickly to flip it. There were silences that felt too long, pauses that felt too rehearsed, stories that almost connected, but always had a missing thread you could never quite pull. You noticed. You always noticed. You just chose to be kind instead of suspicious, because that is the kind of soul you are. You remember the times you asked a simple question and watched their face change for half a second before they answered. You remember the way they would suddenly need to step outside, suddenly need to take a call in another room, suddenly remember an errand that could not wait. You remember the names that came up once and were never explained again, the stories that started and were quickly redirected, the friends you were never introduced to, the parts of their life that felt sealed off, like a door you were never given a key to. And the cruelest part is, you blamed yourself. You wondered if you were too much. You wondered if your intuition was insecurity dressed up as wisdom. You wondered if you were ruining something good by sensing what no one would confirm. You softened yourself. You quieted yourself. You convinced yourself that love means giving the benefit of the doubt, even when the doubt keeps growing roots inside you. But hear me now, and let this land in the deepest part of you. You were never paranoid. You were perceptive. You were never crazy. You were connected. Your intuition was not the enemy. Your intuition was a universe whispering to you. Try to protect a heart that has already given too much, too freely, to people who did not handle it with the care it deserved. Every gut feeling you dismissed was a divine signal. Every red flag you rationalized away was the truth. Try to reach you through the only channel it could find, which was your own knowing. The shadow you sensed around this person was real. The weight you felt in their presence was real. The hidden chamber in their life, the locked room you were never allowed to enter, was real. And tonight, the universe is no longer asking you to ignore it. Tonight, the universe is preparing to open that door for you. Whether your special person is ready or not, you may be asking yourself, why now? Why is this surfacing in this exact season of your life? Why not a year ago when you first felt the unease? Why not 5 years ago, before you invested so much of yourself? The answer is something your soul already knows, but your mind has not given itself permission to hear. The universe does not reveal truth on the timeline of human impatience. The universe reveals truth on the timeline of readiness. And you, beloved, have only just become ready. Look at how much you have grown in recent months. Look at how you have stopped tolerating the small disrespects you used to absorb in silence. Look at how you have started choosing your peace over performances of love. Look at how your standards have quietly raised themselves, without you even announcing it to anyone. Something inside you has been recalibrating. Something inside you has been waking up, and the universe has been watching, waiting, measuring, until the moment you became strong enough to receive what is coming next. If this revelation had reached you a year ago, it would have shattered you. You would have begged. You would have collapsed. You would have tried to repair what was never honest to begin with. You would have made yourself smaller to keep the lie comfortable. But you are not that version of yourself anymore. You have done the inner work, even when no one was applauding you for it. You have cried alone, prayed alone, healed alone, and become someone who can now hold the truth without being destroyed by it. That is why now. That is why this exact window. The universe is not cruel. The universe is precise. It waited until your foundation was steady enough that the earthquake of this revelation would not bury you. It waited until your self-worth was rooted deeply enough that the truth could not uproot you. It waited until you were finally able to look at the truth and say, I deserve to know, instead of, please do not tell me. There's also something else happening in the unseen realm that you must understand. Your special person has been carrying this secret for so long that it has begun to weigh on their soul in ways even they did not anticipate. Secrets do not stay still. Secrets grow. Secrets ferment. And the energetic pressure of what they've been hiding has reached a point where the universe itself is intervening, not to punish them, to free you, because the love that is meant for you, the aligned love that is approaching your life, cannot enter while this hidden chamber remains sealed. The path must be cleared. The shadow must be exposed. The truth must walk into the light, even if it walks in trembling. And you, the one who has been patient, the one who has been faithful to your own inner knowing, are about to receive the answer to a question you have been silently asking the universe for longer than you realized. Now take a breath, because what I am about to share with you needs to land in a heart that is steady, not a heart that is shaking. Your special person has been hiding something they have nurtured in silence for a long time. The universe is showing me a child. But before your mind races, listen carefully, because the word child carries many meanings in the spiritual realm, and only you will know which one applies to your situation when the truth finally surfaces. For some of you, this is literal. There is an actual child your special person has not told you about, a child from a previous chapter of their life, a child whose existence has been carefully kept outside of every conversation you have ever had with them. A child whose photograph has been hidden, whose name has never been spoken in your presence, whose birthday passes every year without a single mention. This child is real. This child exists, and your special person is chosen, again and again, to keep this truth sealed away from you because they were terrified of how you would respond. For others of you, the child the universe is showing me is symbolic, but no less real. It is a hidden person they have been protecting. Someone from their past they never fully released. Someone they still respond to in private. A connection they have been quietly nurturing in the shadows, feeding it just enough attention to keep it alive, while presenting themselves to you as fully available. This hidden bond has been growing in secret, like a child grows in a womb, hidden from view but undeniably alive. And for some of you, the child is an emotional secret, a part of themselves they have been protecting from you, a wound, a past, a chapter, a version of who they were that they have refused to let you see. Something they have cradled in private, refused to share, refused to expose, because they believed if you saw the full picture, you would walk away. Whichever version applies to you, your soul will recognize at the moment the truth arrives, because it will match the specific unease you've been carrying. Think back now. Think about the moments their phone lit up at strange hours, and they pretended not to notice. Think about the specific dates they were unreachable. Think about the way they handled certain topics with too much care, as if walking around something fragile that you were never allowed to see. Think about the friend who once said something strange and was never brought around again. Think about the slip of the tongue they laughed off too quickly. Think about the financial movements that did not quite add up. Think about the way they sometimes looked at their phone with an expression that was not for you. These were not small things. These were the edges of the secret, brushing against your awareness, trying to be seen. And the reason they hid this from you specifically is not because the secret is so terrible. It is because they knew on some deep level that you are not the kind of soul who tolerates dishonesty once it is named. They knew that the moment the truth was spoken aloud, the dynamic between you would change forever. So they chose silence. They chose performance. They chose the lie of omission every single day for as long as they have known you. Before we go deeper into what the universe wants you to see next, take a moment and make sure you're subscribed to this channel. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, select all notifications, because the next part of this revelation is something you cannot afford to miss. The messages that arrive here are time for the souls who need them most. Stay aligned with this space. Stay close to these messages, and let the universe continue to deliver the truth to you exactly when you are ready to receive it. While you are sitting here receiving this message, your special person is somewhere in their own life, and I want you to understand the storm that is happening inside them at this exact moment. The universe is not only working on you, the universe is working on them. And what is unfolding inside their mind right now is something they have never experienced with this intensity before. There is a guilt eating at them that they cannot put into words. It started as a small whisper months ago, maybe even years ago, and they were able to push it down with distraction, with work, with other relationships, with the noise of daily life. But lately, that whisper has become a voice they can no longer silence. They lie down at night, and the secret sits on their chest like a weight. They wake up in the morning, and the first thought that greets them is a lie they have been protecting. They scroll through their phone and see your name, and a sharp pang moves through them that they did not feel before. They are afraid. Specifically, they are afraid of losing you, because somewhere inside the version of them that hides things, there's also a version that knows your worth. There's a version that knows you are not someone they will easily replace. There's a version that has watched you grow, watched you change, watched you stop tolerating what you used to absorb. And that version is terrified that the moment you discover the truth, you will walk away without looking back. And they are right to be afraid, because the soul you have become will not negotiate with dishonesty. There is also a strange sense of inevitability rising in them. Some part of them knows the secret cannot stay hidden much longer. They have started making small mistakes, leaving traces, saying things slightly out of rhythm, forgetting which version of the story they told you. The careful architecture of the lie is cracking, and they can feel it cracking, but they do not know how to stop it. Some part of them is even relieved, because carrying a secret for this long is a kind of exhaustion that no one can sustain forever. In their quiet moments, when no one is watching, they imagine telling you. They rehearse the words. They imagine your face. They imagine you crying, screaming, going silent, leaving. They imagine every possible version of the conversation, and none of them end the way they want. So they keep delaying. They keep performing. They keep telling themselves, just one more day, just one more week, just one more month, and then I will find the right moment. But the right moment never comes, because there is no right moment to confess what should have been said at the very beginning. And now the universe is taking the choice out of their hands. You do not need to investigate. You do not need to search through their phone. You do not need to follow them, question their friends, or set traps. The universe has already arranged a revelation, and it will arrive on its own timing, in a way you could not have orchestrated even if you tried. It may come through a message that lands in the wrong inbox. It may come through a person who appears in your life and casually says something that does not quite fit the story you were told. It may come through a slip of their own tongue, a document, a photograph, a moment of carelessness on their part, a coincidence that is not a coincidence at all. Your only job right now is to stay grounded, stay aware, and stay open. Stop chasing the truth, because the truth is already running toward you. Trust the divine choreography that is unfolding behind the scenes. The evidence will find you. The clarity will find you. And when it does, you will not have to wonder anymore. When the truth finally reaches you, and it will reach you sooner than you think, I need you to hear this very carefully, because how you respond in that exact moment will shape the rest of your story. Do not react from the wounded part of yourself. Do not react from the version of you that has been quietly waiting to be proven right. Do not react from the ego that wants to shout, "I knew it," because that version of you, although justified, is not the version that will carry you into freedom that is waiting on the other side of this revelation. When the truth arrives, the first thing you must do is breathe, not a shallow breath, a deep, slow breath that reminds your body it is safe, that you are still here, that the ground beneath you has not disappeared. Let the information land. Let it move through you. Do not rush to speak. Do not rush to act. Do not rush to confront. The most powerful thing you can do in that moment is exactly what they will not expect, which is silence. Do not beg for explanations. Do not chase clarification. Do not perform your pain in front of them, because the soul you have become does not perform anymore. If they try to explain, let them. Listen, but do not absorb. Watch their face. Watch their hands. Watch how their story shifts when it meets your steady gaze. You will learn more from their behavior in that moment than from any words they offer. Do not ask why. Why does not matter. The why was the lie itself. The why was the years of choosing silence over honesty. You do not need their reasoning to validate your reality. The truth has already spoken for itself. Take your time before making any decision. Do not let anyone, including them, pressure you into a response you have not had time to feel through. You are allowed to leave the room. You are allowed to leave the conversation. You are allowed to leave the relationship. You are allowed to take days, weeks, however long you need, before deciding what comes next. Your timeline is yours. And in those days that follow, let yourself feel everything. The grief, the anger, the relief, the confusion, the strange peace that comes from finally knowing. Do not rush past any of it. Do not numb it. Do not perform healing before you have actually felt the wound. Your composure in the moment of revelation does not mean the pain is not real. It means you finally trust yourself enough to feel on your own terms, in your own time, in your own sacred space. Now I want you to lift your eyes from the storm and look further down the road, because the future of the universe has prepared for you on the other side of this revelation is something your heart cannot fully imagine yet. But I want to help you see it. There is a version of you, not far from now, who will look back at this moment and breathe out a quiet thank you. Thank you to the universe for not letting the lie continue. Thank you to your own intuition for never going silent, even when you try to silence it. Thank you to the version of yourself who was strong enough to receive the truth and walk forward instead of staying frozen. In that future, you wake up in a bed that feels lighter. The strange weight that used to sit on your chest in the mornings is gone. You reach for your phone, and there is no anxiety waiting there. No performance to manage. No story to keep straight. No energy being drained by the unspoken thing in the room. You move through your day with a clarity you forgot you were capable of, because for the first time in a long time, your inner world matches your outer world. There is a love that is approaching you in this future, a love you can feel in the distance, even now. This love is not hidden. This love does not flinch when you ask questions. This love does not have rooms you are not allowed to enter. This love opens its life to you fully, because it has nothing to protect from you. You will know this love when it arrives, because the relief in your body will tell you, before your mind does. Your shoulders will drop. Your stomach will unclench. The constant scanning you use to do for inconsistencies will quiet, because there will be nothing to scan for. This person who is coming sees you completely and chooses you anyway. They do not present a curated version of themselves. They show you the messy parts, the past chapters, the things they're still working on. They tell you about their history before you have to ask. They introduce you to the people in their life without hesitation. They build with you instead of around you. And when they look at you, you will feel something you have not felt in a long time, which is the simple peace of being with someone who has nothing to hide. This revelation is not the end of love for you. This revelation is the doorway. The door had to open. The shadow had to leave the chamber. The hidden had to become visible, because the love that is meant for you cannot share the same space as the love that has been lying to you. Hear this, and let it settle into the deepest part of you. You are not someone who can be deceived forever. You are not someone the universe abandons in the dark. You are not someone whose intuition speaks for nothing. The very fact that this message reached you tonight is proof that the universe has been working on your behalf for longer than you realized. Your intuition was never the problem. Your intuition was a universe whispering through the only voice it had access to, which was your own knowing. And every time you honored that whisper, even when no one around you confirmed it, you strengthened your alignment with truth itself. That is why this revelation is reaching you now, because you have become someone the universe trusts with the truth. The lesson the universe is asking you to carry forward is this: truth always rises. Lies always crack. Secrets always find their way to the surface when the soul they are hiding from has grown ready to receive them. You did not need to chase. You did not need to expose. You did not need to investigate. You only needed to keep choosing yourself, keep raising your standard, keep refusing to silence your own knowing, and the universe handled the rest. You are not someone easy to lie to anymore. You are not someone who can be kept in the dark anymore. You are not someone who tolerates a love that hides parts of itself anymore. The version of you that accepted scraps is gone. The version of you that questioned her own intuition is gone. The version of you that rises now is the one the universe has been preparing for love that is finally honest, finally aligned, finally yours. If this message reached your soul tonight, stay close to this channel, because the universe is not finished speaking to you. Subscribe, hit the bell, select all notifications, and share this message with someone whose heart is ready to receive it. Every revelation that arrives in the sacred space is time for the souls who need it most, and you were guided here for a reason. Trust that reason. Trust this journey. Trust the truth that is already on its way to you. Stay with me, beloved soul, because what is coming next will be just as important as what you received tonight.